In this situation with Charissa Thompson, I don't understand why this is becoming a big deal. She's a white female who was in the Caribbeans, who, because she wanted to help her hair, she decided to get braids. She even said it in her original post. It was an extreme measure, but she did it anyway. She got some support. She did get a lot of support. But she also got a lot of detractors. And some of the women that I saw who were detractors were women that have weave. How does that make you look, black women? We're trying to help you out on this. You cannot be sitting on a post wearing fake hair talking about how she's culture appropriating. That makes you look bad. You can't be sitting there with blonde weave or a wig, whatever you're wearing, and calling her a culture appropriator. Talk about how she's trying to copy black women. She don't walk around with her hair like this all the time. This is a mirror that's being put in the face of self-hating black females who don't really like how they look in the mirror. See, this wouldn't even be a story if black women would just embrace who they are and say, you know what, it's, you know, her getting braids is not a big deal. So what? We wear it better. But no, they're getting angry. They're calling it ugly. They're talking about how, you know, she didn't get it done right. Nobody focuses on their hair obsessively like you do. So obviously, you must go and spend top dollar to get your hair sewn in. But you want to be upset at this woman who's never uttered a bad word about a black female and drag her because of how she looks. That makes no sense to me. I could see if she's a woman who made fun of black hair and all of a sudden she's wearing braids, even though braids are not even a black thing. Dreadlocks, but braids is not a black thing. It's not an African thing. Most of the people in Africa don't have braids. Let's just stop there. Stop. Just stop. Most cultures have had people with braided hair. Now here are some of the photos that they have here. That's her original post from Charissa Thompson. It says humidity was a real thing, so braids seem like a natural solution. Aggressive approach, but problem solved thanks to Atlantis, Bahamas for the hospitality. So she was in the Bahamas, and because she wanted to help her hair, she decided to get it braided. I mean, she wasn't doing it to be disrespectful. She wasn't doing it to get under black women's skin. She was doing it because she wanted to help her hair. She really wanted to protect her hair. Unlike some of this other crap we hearing about protective styles. And I looked on Bossip, and Bossip is making it seem like she's just, you know, she hates black culture, but she's wearing black hair. Even though braids aren't even a black thing, I wish black people would educate themselves on braiding. Braiding goes on a lot of different cultures. Even in European culture, Nordic culture, they braided their hair. It's not just a black African thing. It just isn't. We just wear it the most. That's it. And because white people, I believe, have naturally long hair, a lot of them just don't see the point in wearing braids. You have black females that will wear braids because they want long looking hair. I just don't see the need to be angry about it. Now that's her without the braids. I think that's what they're really angry at, which I don't think it's nothing to be angry about. Like, come on. This is nothing to be angry about, people. Yeah, Vikings, a lot of the especially the Celtic people in ancient Britain and in northern Europe, a lot of them had braids. Look at their shields. Some of their illustrations on the shields would look like braids. They would literally look like braids. And I just don't understand how it became a black thing. Because people, like, let's say that people aren't from America, right? They come to America and they see as many black women with long straight hair as white women. And then when they hear about culture appropriating and then white women wearing braids, they say to themselves, but their hair looks similar. Both of them have long hair. Why are they calling them culture appropriators when they're not even embracing their natural hairs? You got black women who won't even grow dreads because they think it looks ugly. Listen, I've seen attractive women with short hair, with locks. Ain't no natural hair female who is attractive getting less attention. What it's about mental. It's all mental. It's a mental game. It's about people feeling insecure about themselves. And when you have a group of people who are insecure about themselves, it's going to be tough, okay? It's going to be tough to have to deal with that mentality nowadays. I have no issue with how black women wear their hair. I want to make that extremely clear because I know people are going to listen to this and they don't get in their feelings. I just want black women to stop being looked upon as the easy to anger and manipulate group of people, because they are. The littlest thing will get black women upset. Black men dating non-black women, white women wearing, quote unquote black styles. A man dating a light-skinned female over a dark-skinned female. The littlest things. Now I know people are going to listen to this and say, Jay, why are you talking about a woman's hair? It ain't about the hair. It's about the hypocrisy. I don't care what these females wear in their hair. I know what I like. Okay? I know what I like. And I don't have full conversations about hair. I don't. But I'm talking about in this situation because it calls for me to speak about it. It's not like I just chose to just say, you know what, I'm going to talk about the black woman's hair. Nope. That's not what I was looking to do. What I'm looking to do is to speak on the hypocrisy that's going on in our society. There's a lot of hypocrisy going on. Y'all should really go to this post because it says a lot that a hairstyle will have so many of these people feeling the way that they feel. But we got so much going on in our community today that we really don't need this. Okay, shout out to Bella. I appreciate that, Bella. Thanks for covering the topic. No problem, Bella. No problem. Shout out to you. This topic, I feel like, needs to be covered because I think more people are becoming woke. I mean real woke, not that fake woke. I'm talking about you're seeing black men, black women together saying, you know what, this woman is not culture appropriating. This woman chose to wear a protective hairstyle because she's in the Caribbean and she doesn't want to damage her hair. And y'all know people in the Caribbean are all too gracious to do hair. Make them money. I'm pretty sure she paid a good bit for it. So I want people to understand we need to save this outrage for when there's real injustices in the black community. Even though I think the black community needs to be rebuilt from the ground up. A new social order needs to be put in place. People are trying to put a Band-Aid over it. This type of situation shows there can be no Band-Aid. People have to come together and combat the BS that is going on. What's going on, sweet D? Old time don't see. This is why the black community needs to be rebuilt from the ground up. We need to scrap this. Because you can't be sitting there trying to look like your oppressor, but then claim that you're being oppressed. We have a society that's built on fake outrage and doing no work to better it. Now, people say, well, Jay, what are you doing? I'm glad you asked. What I'm doing is I'm making content that goes against the grain, that gets people in their feelings, that upsets people, but also is waking up a lot more people. And what those people are going to do is they're going to pick up the mantle and they're going to go and do things in their everyday life that is beneficial to us as a whole. That is my contribution. My contribution is to wake people up so they can go out in the world and make a big difference. Because words are very effective this day and age. I'm not giving y'all, false hopes and dreams. It's going to be hard, man. It's going to be hard to rebuild this. It's going to be hard to rebuild the black community. But we get nowhere by always pointing out what white women are doing. If white women are copying you, you should take it as a compliment. Don't get angry about it. Don't get angry about it. What is getting angry about it going to do for you? We have a lot of issues going on, but we want to look at everybody else and deflect instead of looking at the fact that we have real world issues. And one of the issues that we have is this envy of white people that I'm seeing. Your politics are all messed up. You got people in 2018 that are still strong supporters of the Democratic Party. They're still strong supporters of the Democratic Party. What's going on, Gerard? Staunch supporters. But they claim that no one's doing nothing for them. You think? When you have no negotiating power, you're going to be on social media complaining about everything. You see, the only time black people have a voice is during election season. But we never utilize it the right way. Like, we never utilize it the right way. Never. But we should. Because there's a lot of power in coming together and recognizing, one, our goals, and two, who our enemies are. We have to recognize where we are, where our negotiating power is. We're not even the largest minority anymore. And you know what's crazy is that a lot of Hispanics aren't even liberals. You're bringing people over here and they're still not liberals. Or you're allowing them to come here, they're not even really liberal like that. And with the negotiating power that we have, we should be able to make a lot of changes, but we want to take this submissive approach, which ain't working. This is why we're on social media complaining about the way that this female is wearing her hair. Unbelievable. We're in a position where all we can do is talk about how she's wearing her hair and think that that's going to help us. No, it's not. Now, I will say this, though. You really want to be upset at someone? You really want to put your energy into combating a type of mindset? Let's talk about these rappers who make music degrading you. Why don't we call out this degrading music? You got rappers who are literally dressing like females making music degrading you, and no one puts their energy and focus into stopping that. Why is that? Why is guys with rainbow color hair making music that is denigrating to you? But we're focusing on this particular woman's hair that she probably only had in her hair for what, a couple days? It's almost like, especially with women, they're so petty. They're not thinking long term. They're thinking about short term victories. You know what I'm saying? Moral victories. Let's make somebody apologize. Let's make somebody cry. Let's make somebody lose their job. How does that benefit you though? What do you get out of that? Where is the negotiating power? There is none. You're still stuck in the same situation. We should want better, not worse, you know? Charissa Thompson ain't focused on black people, but black people are focused on Charissa Thompson. The only reason why I'm making this video is because one of my supporters wanted me to speak on it, and two, I feel like we could do a lot better than this. We could do way better than this. We are a creative people. People do emulate our creativity. We could use that to our advantage, but we don't. We sign, you got artists signing their careers away, basically. You got people who choose to waste their life away trying to be struggle rappers when they could be out being entrepreneurs. They have that work ethic and that spirit, but they choose to want to spend all their money making mixed CDs and making 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 albums, quote unquote, instead of going out there and just putting that that entrepreneurial spirit to use. And this is another thing I want to touch on real quick while I'm on this. We really don't support each other. I don't think we like supporting each other. Because if we did like supporting each other, we would own more businesses in our communities, but we don't. Because we don't trust each other. We don't want to buy from each other. We always want a discount and a deal from each other. But when we dealing with non-blacks, we show them the utmost respect. This is why you're seeing us get disrespected, because we're always showing weakness to other races of people. But to each other, we tough. We real tough. Until we confronted by people who ain't afraid of us. People who actually know us. And they're not afraid to say whatever to you because they know you're not going to do nothing. Because they know that you need them more than they need you. Again, you have no negotiating power. You need negotiating power in this world if you're going to succeed and not be complaining on social media about somebody's hair.